Hello everybody, welcome back to Tìandtarot. Today's reading is all about your next 72 hours. So today we have 3 piles. We have pile 1, 2 and 3. And on top of our piles we have jars today instead of crystals. So let's get into those now. So for pile 1, you have this pink jar filled with some little worry stones. And your card is the 4 of Pentacles. For pile 2, you have this green jar, and it has one single flower bud in there. And your card is the Page of Wands. And for pile 3, you have a yellow jar filled with some white dried flowers. And your card is the 6 of Pentacles. Once you've chosen your pile, there will be timestamps in the description box below for you to find your reading more easily, and I will meet you there. Bye. Okay, hello pile 1, welcome to your reading. This is all about your next 72 hours, so let's get into your cards. So firstly, you have the 4 of Pentacles, and then you also have the 6 of Cups, and the 5 of Cups as well. Okay, so this is quite interesting because I've noticed that you've got a 4, a 5 and a 6, but it doesn't go in order. It goes 5, 4, 6. So I feel like over the next 72 hours there's going to be a lot of up and downs, especially in your relationships. So you've been kind of growing and becoming a different person. You've been transforming, and with that comes new requirements. You have sort of new needs. You have new wants, new desires, and sometimes growing also means you outgrow the people around you. And you're definitely growing towards success. Like, you are growing towards the sun. You know, you're moving towards happiness, feeling content, feeling solid with where you're at. You're definitely moving upward. And the thing is, people around you, it's not necessarily that, they aren't transforming and growing. They'll be growing in their own way. But you guys there's still so much love between you and somebody else. I don't know if it's a friend, a partner. I'm not sure the situation of the dynamic. I'll look into it. But I definitely feel like you guys have so much love for each other, and even though you've grown in different ways, you don't necessarily want to move away from each other, but sometimes that's just how the way the world is. And so despite the fact that the world is moving forward, you guys are still leaning in towards each other. You're still together despite all of these changes and differences that are occurring. So I feel like, these flowers, they're growing, but you're still, like, this person's hand is still able to reach them. The flowers are just growing around and away from them, but they're still together. There's still a connection there. So that kind of tells me that there may be, like, really strong communication between you and this person, despite the fact that you might not actually be together. Like, you might even, maybe if this is a partner, you might not be dating anymore, and you might choose to split amicably but still stay in touch. Or it could be that you guys are still talking to a friend or a partner, long distance. But there's a need here, and that's why things are going up and down. There's a need that's not being met. Someone needs to be treated with a lot more care, kindness, and attention in order to feel loved. And one of you is not doing that, is not fulfilling that. And I feel like over the next 72 hours, you guys are going to be talking about that. You're going to kind of not necessarily be arguing, but definitely discussing it and trying to work through it. And whatever the result of this situation, whether it's good or bad, there's a lot of like high and low moments across these next 72 hours. There's moments where you think, good, that's resolved, and then you're like, oh wait, what about this thing? And then it all falls apart again, or they bring up something and it crumbles again. So it's kind of like you guys are out of sync right now, but I feel like my heart hurts right now. Like I feel like you shouldn't separate. Like I feel like there's such a strong need and desire and love still there. It's just that things need to be worked through, and that the work and effort should be put into it. That's kind of what I'm getting right now. I actually wanted to see if this is like a friendship or a love. Like a romantic partner. I'm not doing this for the other piles, it's just I wanted to know for you specifically. Okay, so you have the squirrel and chestnut preparation. Okay. I feel like, again, this could easily be a friendship or a partner, because squirrels are just so loving. They stick together. They're such good, like, that's the point, I think. The reason this card has come out is, like, they have such good dynamics, and, like, they stick together despite arguments and falling outs. And so I think this is saying to stick together. But with preparation, it's kind of saying prepare for either a really long talk or prepare for a future that maybe doesn't include this person anymore, unfortunately, or doesn't include them in as big of a way as they had been included before, or prepare to change the way and transform, but change the way that you interact with this person so that you can both feel loved and appreciated. If they don't feel like loved or appreciated, make sure that you're listening to them when they bring this up and, thinking about ways to change that. And I feel like they're doing the same thing. I feel like they're preparing to speak about what's on their chest, get that off their chest, and then also preparing to love you in a way that you need to be loved because of the way that you have transformed and the things that you want now. They know they need to change in order to still fit into your life, in order to still be close to you. And so I think that's also something that's on their mind. What is going to be the outcome of this situation? Beautiful. Okay, so you have the butterfly and snowdrop with hope. So I definitely feel like I just had to ask this. I usually don't ask this for 72-hour questions, but I just had to see what kind of the end outcome would be, because I feel like regardless, I feel like it might be left a little bit open-ended. So you guys are still in communication past these 72 hours, but a lot has just been cleared up. So in the next 72 hours, things are becoming a lot more clearer. You're clarifying what you both want. You're clarifying what your new relationship might be looking like, whether that's with or without each other. But there's still a lot of hope for the future. Even though things haven't been fully entirely resolved, there's still so much hope about what could be between the two of you. Or within this group dynamic, if it's between you and like a group of friends. It could be you and 4 friends, but it could also be you and a partner for some of you. And I feel like the fact that you as well chose these like little worry stones, it's like this worry is gonna be sort of worked through over the next 3 days. This worry is gonna kind of get resolved, and it's gonna make you feel a lot better as well about this situation. Okay, so that was your reading pile 1. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please like, comment, and subscribe. And if you felt drawn to any other piles, please feel free to check those out now. If not, I hope to see you here next week on Friday for another reading on Tìandtarot. Bye. Hello, Pile 2. Welcome to your reading, all about your next 72 hours. So you chose this little flower in a green jar. I'm going to try and put that there. And these are your cards. So firstly, you have the Page of Wands. And then you also have the Ten of Wands. And then you also have, wow, you have the Hermit. Okay, that's interesting. You've got like some stunning cards right now. But this is really interesting because you've got like 2 minor arcana cards, but then also a major one. So I feel like what is about to manifest over the next 72 hours is a part of a bigger picture in your life. It's going to be kind of a monumentous to the trajectory of your life. So you are definitely like in a hermit mode. Maybe you're going to be in a hermit mode for the next, 72 hours. Basically thinking about changing your perspective on a situation. So this is essentially saying that right now you're sitting in this kind of hermit mode. For the next 72 hours, you're going to be kind of quite inward. You're going to be thinking about things, trying to change your perspective on something and trying to come up with a way around an obstacle of yours. There's kind of like, let's say there's like a thorn stuck in your arm or something. It's like, it's painful, but you're leaving it, you're sitting there and you're like, what would be the best way to remove this? Because I don't want to like injure myself further. But the difficult part is removing it, and you're kind of stalling because the fight is the choice. The decision to remove the thorn is the hard bit, is the difficult part of this, and you're sitting on the choice. So right now you have a decision to make. This could be about a creative project. It could be about following a passion, changing course, changing direction. But the decision, whatever one it is, whether you want to change course and go after this passion or not, whatever the choice is, that's the hard bit, that's the difficult bit, and that's what you're kind of thinking about right now. Whether or not you want to go through with this. And so over the next 72 hours, I feel like you're going to be meticulously going over what this would entail, how much work it would involve, how much money it would cost, how much time, how much effort, what could go wrong, what could go right, ideas to project it forward, maybe even marketing for this idea. You're going to be thinking about pretty much every aspect of this project like through and through, so that inevitably you can come to some sort of decision, because you will make a decision and you will like prosper. That's what I'm getting, and that decision will be made within the next 72 hours, whether or not you are going to pursue this thing of yours. But it will be successful because you're literally you have the wings to, fly towards what it is that you want. You have the skill there. I think you're stalling because you're afraid of getting a good thing. You're afraid of the outcome. You're afraid of it failing, but I think you're also afraid of what would happen, how things would feel if they felt different to what you're used to and you're not used to getting good things. So I think you're sitting in what's familiar and comfortable. You're sitting in kind of a dark place because that feels normal to you and that feels familiar. You're kind of trapped. You're trapped by something that isn't strong at all. Like it's almost like you're wrapped in like tissue paper, and you could easily get yourself out of this situation, but you just have to change your perspective in order to see that you could do that. You don't need to sit there and doubt yourself and think whether or not it's a good idea, because you've got all the potential for this idea to go so far. So it's just about having faith in yourself and following that through and believing in yourself, essentially. And you're kind of coming to terms with that over the next 72 hours. Even if you're afraid and don't believe in yourself, it's always good to chase your dreams and your desires and your hopes, so go for it. Okay, part 2, so that was your reading. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please like, comment, and subscribe. And if you felt drawn to any other piles, please feel free to check those out now. If not, I hope to see you here next week on Fridays for another reading on Tìandtarot. Bye. Hello, my pile 3s. Welcome to your reading. You chose the yellow jar of flowers, and let's get into your cards. So, firstly, you have the Six of Pentacles. You also have Temperance. And then you also have the Two of Pentacles as well. Ooh, okay, I'm feeling something really specific. So I'm feeling like there's somebody in your life that you're getting to know. I'm getting something really specific, so if this doesn't resonate, feel free to pick another pile until, something strikes a chord and you feel like it resonates with you, because this is going to be so specific. It's going to be for like a particular person or people watching this reading. But I feel like there is someone in your life that you have, like, burned, pined, perished for. If you don't know where that quote is from, you're a loser. I feel like you guys, like, burn, pine, and perish over this person. And in the next 72 hours, you guys are essentially you be fucking. I'ma just be real with you. That's what I'm getting here. Because this is about, like, you feeling really harmonized with somebody. There's two of you and you're becoming whole together. And then with the Six of Pentacles, it's like you guys are like experiencing quite a lot of enjoyment together. Like, I feel like you guys are definitely you're hooking up with somebody. In the next 72 hours, that's what's coming through, and it feels really passionate and very intense, and like this is all you wanted in that moment. Like, this isn't like actually all you want, it's just in that moment you feel like this is all I wanted. I don't want to be anywhere else. I just want to be with this person. And it could even last the 72 hours. Like, it could be that you guys spend literally 3 days together. I just feel so much passion and enjoyment, and it's kind of feels so, like, secluded. It feels like it's just you two in the whole world, and that's how you make each other feel. Like, that's how you're gonna feel in this interaction. It's like no one else in the world exists, and there's just you two, and you're very, like, content and satisfied and happy with where you're at. I just feel so much freedom of expression, so much joy, and I feel like this is going to be like a really positive experience for you. But I definitely feel like this could be somebody that you just feel very strongly about. It could be someone that you've, had a crush on for a long time, or it could be new, but I feel more like it's someone you've had a crush on for a long time. But regardless of whether they're that or not, either way, you feel really attracted to this person, so you really want to be with them. Where it goes after those 72 hours, I don't know, because that's not on this reading. If you want to know how that goes with that person, you may have to look up a relationship karma, soulmate, next person in your life type of reading. But for now, for the next 72 hours, I'm definitely seeing a lot of passion. And you becoming whole with one other person. Like, it's you spending time with this other person for the next 3 days, or at least it sort of moves forward for the next 3 days. So it could be that, like, you guys have already been on a date, maybe 2, maybe 3, and within the next 72 hours you're talking about meeting up for another one, and you meet up and things sort of transpire from there. It doesn't necessarily have to be the full 3 days, but I really feel strongly like it is, just because I feel like you're spending so much time with them, and that's why it kind of feels like it's you two in, like, the entire world. Like, that's why it feels like it's just the two of you, and it feels really intense and really passionate, is because it's very long and fulfilling. I feel like you're going to be very satisfied from this experience. And I kind of want to ask if that's the case. What's kind of going to be your impression after this experience with this person? These weren't supposed to be romance ones, but that's what's been coming through. Oh, okay, you've got 2 cards. So you have the antelope and wheat with nourishment. And then you also have the chipmunk and laurel with success. Okay, so you feel nourished by this experience. You feel fulfilled. You feel like you've got what you needed out of this situation. And then with the chipmunk, with success, I don't know if this is like, maybe you feel successful because, you know, you feel like you've finally gotten the person that you wanted for so long, or at least you got somebody that you felt really strongly about. So that makes you feel really good about yourself. And I think you feel like successful because of that. But also you just feel successful in the sense of like you had a great time, you had a good night or 72 hours with this person. And so you feel really positive because you're like, hey, we both had a good time, we both got what we wanted, we both, you know, had a lot of fun. So I feel like you guys you're kind of feeling like very happy, content, fulfilled, and satiated by this experience with this person. And I feel like this is kind of like your different energies as well. So like one of you has more of like a chipmunk energy and one of you has more of an antelope energy. Like one of you is a lot more like calm and like just very kind of chill vibes, not really intense. But the other one of you, I feel like this is more you, but the other person is very like fast paced, quite like wild and crazy and free spirited, and a lot more like opinionated and forthcoming than the other person. The other person is a lot more like chill, go with the flow kind of thing. I feel like that's them and this is you. And I feel like, yeah, this is just going to be like a really great time for you the next 72 hours, which is a positive reading compared to some of my other 72-hour readings. So you should feel very happy that this has come up for you. But that is your reading pile for you. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please like, comment, and subscribe. If you felt drawn to any other piles, please feel free to check those out now. If not, I hope to see you here next week on Fridays for another reading on Tìandtarot. Bye.